in a really bad position. But good morning. We've just been to the vet and we're going home dogless. Little Zoella girl, our beautiful Zoella girl, has got a really badly infected tooth, and they've rushed her in for surgery. So she's there all day. Got given a quote for the price of it. Having beans on toast for the next 4 weeks. So we're just going to do a home day today. We're just going to do a home day today because I need to be on call to then tell me that she has come out of surgery, and we should be able to pick her up about 5 o'clock this afternoon. It's only 8 AM now, so we're going to do a home day. I was actually going to wash the cars today with the kids, but it's cold and rainy and wet. So I think we're stuck to indoor activities today, which is fine. We're happy to do that. So we're going to go home and what should we do today, guys? Paint. Okay, we're going to go home and do some painting.
Every time that my mind slip, I just see my past life. Having dreams in a dream, I wonder why I carried on with the things that made you lose your mind. There's no way I can undo what I've done. Can we be strangers again, start fresh like a morning? What's so bad about that? So why won't you follow me home? I know I can't make you mine. Yes, I ran out of town. There's no hope for me. I fell down the bottom, so I fell down way deep. But if I can't have the real you, then let me make a 3D print of you.
Alright, the kids are set up doing arts and craft, which means I can do some stuff in the kitchen. One, I need to clean my kitchen. You just paint for me, please. So I am making a sourdough loaf today. I'm just going to grab my sourdough starter. My cat always joins me. I think he thinks the kitchen, if I'm in the kitchen, it means food. Do you miss your best friend? She'll be home later. I probably need to ask the vet too if I need to get like some softer foods or liquids or something for her. I'm not too sure when I pick her up. Let me grab my sourdough starter. It's actually really cold today, so I don't know how long my bread's gonna take. Let me just show you. See how she's getting all nice and bubbly? Because it's been fed. I fed it this morning. I do kind of want it to warm up a bit more. So I'm gonna go put it back on the floor in my kitchen because that's the warmest spot in my house where the sun comes. But I kind of thought, so the past probably 4 days, my cat's now eating the children's leftover pancakes. This house has been really sick. I got really sick and my husband got it. So what I actually ended up doing is I just cooked a bunch of food. I got a hot chicken. Easiest thing to do when you don't want to cook is go buy a hot chicken. I cooked up a bunch of rice. I also cooked up a bunch of veg. So I've just gone into my fridge and I kind of need to clean it out because tomorrow is grocery day and I want to be really... Make me a cup of tea out of that. Lovely. Beautiful. I need to be really organized with my food prep and planning for next week because I have done the most budget pair-backed grocery haul. I think it came to like $70, so half my normal grocery bill. So I really want to see what I've got in the fridge and what I can prep, clean it out and get ready for when the groceries come. I've got a really clear idea on what I've got and what I'm going to make. So I've grabbed the rice, I've grabbed the leftover veg. I'm thinking of doing like a vegetarian fried rice, but I've got some puff pastries. I was thinking of doing like veggie pasties. I bought them a while ago through Coles. They had like the Herbert Adam ones and they were really nice. So I'm thinking of doing like rice, some veg. I've got peas and corn, onion, capsicum I can cut up and sort of fry it off. But instead of doing like the soy sauce, I'm thinking like a bit of curry powder and turning it into like a curry pasty thing. My husband is working from home today because he's still not 100% to go into the office and he loves these kind of things. So I'm gonna pull it together and see how it all turns out. Might taste really gross. And I'm gonna get my sourdough going. Okay. In my sourdough today though, I also need to clean my pantry. I must just drop 2 jars of peanut butter, and that's like liquid gold in this house. With my sourdough loaf, I'm actually going to put in this. I've done it before and it tastes really good. This is like, it says roasted pepper strips, but it's got like a sweetness to it. It's got mustard seeds. It's just a jar. I buy it when it's half price, and I think I got it for like $3. So I'm going to pull out some of those, cut them up, and put them through the sourdough loaf, because tomorrow's Friday, and Friday afternoon my kids are absolutely buggered after daycare, which means they go to bed early. So I like to sit down with a glass of wine, and I think 2 weeks ago I bought goat's cheese. I couldn't remember why. So I'm going to have sourdough with this through it, toasted with some goat's cheese on top, and that is going to be my Friday dinner. Tomorrow, I'm getting ahead. Let's get on to the pasties and see if I can turn them into something. And the other good thing about that is my oven's gonna go on, so I can get my sourdough fermenting and really start to bubble, because it'll warm the house up. Made my mixture. I literally put in the rice, onion, I cut up some capsicum, I had those leftover veggies, I put in frozen peas and corn. I added in probably a teaspoon of curry powder because I want it mild for the kids. And I also added in some wholemeal mustard just from the fridge. Mango chutney, tomato chutney would be nice in here. It's a really good consistency. It smells really yum. And then I've just got my puff pastry sheets. I'm going to cut them into triangles, put them on the sheet, fill them, and hope for the best. Hungry. They didn't really eat their morning tea, so they've just got a chocolate little muffin. I bought them the other day. I went to the shops to get hubby a couple of things to make him feel better. Zoe has sore teeth, doesn't she? That's what, an apple, and these are those yogurt pouches, the cinchies. We just use the same one over and over again. That's your muffin, isn't it? Yeah. And little man also requested some frozen blueberries. He loves them, he's very safe and he eats them. So that's gonna have those snacks now. Some days I feel like I nail them eating. We have breakfast, we have morning tea, we have lunch, afternoon snack, and we have dinner. And other days like today, they just want to eat and eat and eat and eat. But it's not like a meal, it's like grazing all day, which is fine. So I think this is morning tea round 2. I've also got that left over. Now I'm gonna put that in the freezer, so I can either have just fried rice when I want it, or I can make more of the pasties down the track if they turn out good. Alright, I'm gonna get my sourdough going. I do have a video on how to make this sourdough, so I'm not gonna share it, like give you the details of it here. You can just go find the video. If you search on my actual page, it should just come up for you. If not, it's like one of my recent like top 10 videos, I think. Yeah, let's do one more. Here we go. I'm gonna do my water. Half and half more. I keep looking around my house. I've just got one over there finishing his snacks, and he's playing the reading eggs. He's really enjoying it, and I think it's helping him really get his head around some of the phonics when he starts prep next year. I think he'll be a bit more prepared, less overwhelmed. But I keep looking around my house for my dog. I was feeding the kids before and they dropped a bit of their muffin on the floor, and I looked around to be like, oh, Zoella, you can have, she's not here. And I do it when my kids are also at, I need more water, when my kids are at daycare or kindy. for the day. They only go 2 days a week, but when it's like, it's really weird. When it's lunchtime, which means it's nap time for one of them, or we have quiet time, I tend to sit down and have a cup of tea, and I turn my TV down. I'm home alone, but it's just like this habit I've gotten into for the past 4.5 years that lunchtime is quiet time, it's nap time, and that is what I do. Please tell me I'm not the only mum that does it. Just getting the base of my sourdough going. I'm actually excited to have this tomorrow. I might even have a piece of it tonight. I've got no idea what we're gonna have for dinner. Not the pasties, because I just took some up to my husband working upstairs. I don't think he'd appreciate having that for dinner again. I'm thinking maybe just like one of my chicken curries. I'm trying to get through my freezer. That's why you haven't seen me do any like one pan dishes. That's pretty good. I'm gonna let that sit for a bit. Half an hour, I'll do my salt and sourdough starter on top, and then I'm gonna add in some of this. Yeah, I'm trying to eat through my freezer. I cleaned it out the other day. I'll give you like a long shot. That one's been a bit cleaned out and a bit more organised, and I've got a lot of food, even that freezer over there. And I want to go to Costco because I want to get some of their red meat and probably some of their chicken, to be honest, and bring it back and just cook it so you can see what I've got, the prices and all that sort of thing. But when you go there, you tend to buy it in bulk, and I don't have a lot of room in my fridge and freezer, so I gotta find something. Let me raid my other freezer. I tell a lie, I tell a lie, I tell a lie. I took sausages out yesterday, so we're gonna do sausages for dinner. Sausages, mashed potato, and peas, and corn, and maybe some carrots. I've got 4 really sad zucchinis there. I might do some zucchini. I've got corn. This is what I was sick last week. My husband just put everything in the fridge like this here. So I've got beans, snow peas, done. Dinner sorted. And we're home today. I'm gonna go pick up little Miss, our little zoella girl, at around 4 or 5 o'clock if everything goes well. And my husband's working from home. So worst case is we can sort of tag team. I can go out and get our little girl, and the vet's just around the corner from us. Or my husband can, or I can take the kids with me, and it's just sausages I only need to cook and then heat up the veg. So really simple dinner. I'm gonna let this rest, then add my salt and my sourdough starter. I done my recent sourdough starter and I shared it to my YouTube video if you want to see how I make sourdough starter. Add this in, let it rise, do all its thing, and then, oh, I think it turns out good. I'm playing with toys. I probably made this a bit wet, but you know what? Let's just roll with it, because as you guys know, I can always add more flour at the end when I'm doing its shaping and whatnot. I probably should have cut these, but I haven't. So I'm just gonna have lovely big streaks through it. I wanna get the seeds down the bottom and some of the juice. The last time I done this, my jar was half empty and it was a lot easier. Let's get a spoon. I wanna try and get some of these seeds and the juice, because that just gives it all the flavor. Probably could have stirred this jar up before I opened it. We don't have any meat pies. I just fed you. Can we wait just a little bit? Let's just give that a stir around and see how it looks. I think I'm gonna add more. I want every single slice and bite to have this in it. This is definitely too wet because I've actually added in a lot of the sauce from the jar. But let's just see how it goes. This might surprise me. It might be a total fail. It's kind of the thing with cooking. Some days I nail it and other days I don't. I feel like I've rushed this one today, so it might be a learning curve. All right guys, we're getting deep into the afternoon. The vet called. She's had her surgery done. It went really well, but they had to take out 3 teeth, not just the one. It's currently 20 past 3. I'm actually gonna start some dinner prep now because I can pick her up at 5, which means I'm gonna leave her at 4:30 because I want to get there a bit early. Witching hour. love witching hour. So I'm just gonna get some dinner prep down now, which is potatoes, a couple of veg, and it's just sausages. My husband's gonna come downstairs at 4:30. Gosh, it's getting cold. Come downstairs at 4:30, watch the kids. I'm gonna run and get her. All he has to do is pretty much turn the oven on to heat up the veggies, and they're good to go. My sourdough is still going. It's, let me show you. I've had her sitting in the sun, the lack of sun. It's freezing cold. I think it's about to rain. It's actually doing pretty well. It's still a bit wet, but I can just fluff it up with a bit of flour when I form it. I think with this one, I'm going to refrigerate it. So I'm going to finish off my process, and then what I do, instead of putting it into parchment paper and then baking it, I put it into a bowl lined in a tea towel, put it in the oven, and just let it sit overnight, and then I'm going to score it. And I find when I do that process, because I can score into the dough and it's harder, it gives me more of an opening, and that's how you get the rise in a sourdough loaf, is when you put those slices and dices into the top of it, the scoring, to make it look pretty. It's done for a purpose. It actually helps release the air and get your sourdough to raise up. So I think I'm going to do that, also because I'm looking at how my afternoon is turning out, and it's getting a bit chaotic. It's not super warm here, so the longer I can leave this out to try and do its thing, the better. Little Miss has had she's woken up. The worst afternoon nap. Woke once to go to the toilet, cried, coughed. I want to go downstairs. I'm like, no, you have to have a sleep. She's had probably the worst week of day naps. Whether she's been fighting a virus, she's fine. No temp, no runny nose, eating, drinking, everything. My kids are great at not getting temperatures, so it's hard to tell if they're sick or not, but she seems totally fine. It's just been a week of really bad napping. But I'm keeping consistent because I know she still needs the nap. If she didn't need it, I wouldn't worry. But she literally can sit on the couch some days and she's getting that heavy head. And I ask her if she wants to sleep and she says yes. So that was awesome nap time today. My son's been great. He's absolutely loving puzzles at the moment, and this is that bully puzzle we got from Kmart. You get 5 in the pack, and they're all numbered, so he just pulls out all the numbers he wants, so it's kind of like doing his number counting, and then he builds them, and they're all different sizes as well, the puzzles. That's the what do you want to do puzzle number 2? So he's had a pretty good afternoon just doing his own thing and having some quiet time. I don't think I'm going to keep vlogging. I will show you some stuff at the end of me picking up little Zoella girl and how she's going, but I'm literally just going to prep some dinner, do a little bit of a tidy up, and then just wait to get our girl home. Like I said, it's quite late in the afternoon. It's really cold outside. I think it's going to rain, and I just know this evening is going to go very quick. Potentially a little pear shake, so we get to the end of the week, which is fine. So I'm going to end it here, but I'll definitely put some stuff at the end of picking up the little Zoella girl. I think she's had surgery once before when she got dissected when she was like a couple months old. She was so groggy, and now that she's 8, she's just struggled to get out of bed in the morning, so I'm hoping she's okay. The vet said it went really well. Can't wait to see the bill for it. Anyway guys, I'm gonna leave that here. I've got stuff to show you afterwards. I haven't even filmed yet, but as always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk soon. Bye.